Okay, a very good morning to all of you. In our last lecture, we saw how Upper Ben, in a preface to the Lucky Chance, opposes all kind of biases against women, and she tries to deny that women are devoid of common sense and reason. Now, when we talk about her advocacy, means you might knowing the she talks on behalf of women. She talks for women. We through her essay we understood that women were considered inferior to men, to her male counterparts. So she trying to defend women, but her defense, her vindication, her justification seems a bit obscure. Obscure means not clear. Her stand is not clear. Because she herself demands to be included in male established literary tradition. That is the problem. She does not see herself away from male established literary tradition. She does not want to start a female established literary tradition. She wants to be the part of male dominated literary tradition. That is the problem. That is a bit problematic about her advocacy for women. What she says, I quote, all I ask is the privilege for my masculine part, the poet in me, to trade in those successful paths my predecessors have so long thrived in, to take those measures that both the ancient and modern writers have set me. Now, this is a bit obscure demand. What she asked for, all I ask means what is a demand? A demand is the privilege for my masculine part. She thinks that I am also a human being and I am also a poet. And somewhere she accepts the fact that she should be the part of, the male established literary tradition. She wants to walk on the path of her predecessors. Predecessors mean those who wrote before her. Okay, ancestors we use in common way. Predecessors means the writers before her. Means they have established a kind of long literary tradition, and I want to walk on that path. She does not want to what you call establish her own path. Rather, she wants to walk on the same footsteps. You can see. So take those measures that both the ancient and modern writers have set. Means she wants to follow the roots. She is a neoclassical writer, and you might be knowing that neoclassicists believed that the ancient writers like Homer, Virgil, etc., have already set a standard, and one should follow that. And she also wants to be the part of the tradition. She does not want to establish her own female tradition as such, literary tradition. So she's not rebelling. She's just asking for her position. So her demand is to be included in that male literary tradition. And this demand is justified since there was no such female literary tradition at that time. She was the only, means there was no female literary tradition. Although we think that that is obscure, she is struggling to establish herself as a writer, and she does not want to go outside the system. She wants to be the part of the system, but at the same time, she wants to have a position in that tradition, in that system. That is the only thing. And although that is objectionable, we look at it from today's point of view, from 20th century point of view or 21st century point of view. But in those days, there was no female literary tradition when she wrote. So we can understand her demand. And Apra Ben considered herself as a part of that tradition, the male-dominated literary tradition. But at the same time, she adopted a defiant and unapologetic tone against that. Defiance means she is rebelling at the same time against the male critics. She's opposing them. She's not saying sorry. She does not feel sorry for what she did. So that's what makes her stand outside the male establishment of the tradition. Means although most of them were male writers, they criticized her for being indecent in her approach, in her characterization, in her writing, in her story. She is not ready to accept that, and that's what makes her different. That's what makes her stand outside. And finally, Ben says that the judgments were totally based, the judgments that regarding her or the other women writer were totally based on sexual bias. They are not based on her abilities of writing. They simply look at her as a woman writer. At the same time, the gender is the problem. It's not that she does not have abilities of writing. And she proves her claims by maintaining that the critics who objected to the improprieties of plays accepted similar things as a scope of other plays written by men. Score means what? As a merit. Means whatever kind of plays she wrote were criticized, but the same plays written by other writers were accepted, were appreciated by the critics. So this is double standard, and she objects this double standard. You find faults with my writing only because I am a woman, and when others write the same things, that is matter of appreciation. That is their intelligence. That is their merit. So she restored to the accusers who said that her works carry much coarseness and obscenity by saying that they are too prejudice, too much, negative about her writing. So she does not accept this criticism. She rejects, she disapproves such criticism, which is biased, sexually biased criticism. So in this manner, we understand Abrar Ben and her preface to the Lucky Chance.